Don't bend at the end. You've come too far. You've done too much. You've been through too much to give up now. It is not time to stop. It's not time to give up. It's not time to faint. It's not time to fall out. You've been through the roughest part. You've been through the hardest part. You've been through the toughest part. Now you're almost there. You're almost at the place that you're supposed to be. You've almost reached your goal. It is not time to give up. It's not now it is time to stand up. Don't bend at the end. If we look in the Bible, we will see examples that Jesus even had to make the decision not to bend at the end. When he got closest to Calvary, it became the hardest. When he was in the Garden of Gethsemane, he was praying and perspiration was falling as if like drops of blood. And he was pleading out to the Father, if there's any other way we could do this, then please let this cup be removed from me. But it couldn't be. And he said, nevertheless, not my will, let your will be done. And what was in that statement? Let your will be done. Meaning that let your will be done. Give me the grace to go through this last stretch of the test. Give me the strength I need to be able to stand and endure this hardship right now. Because on the other side, there's a blessing waiting. On the other side, there's something enjoyable waiting. On the other side is the prize. If Jesus would have given up in the Garden of Gethsemane, where would we be today? But no, he endured and he pressed and he cried out for the help, for the strength, and for the grace he needed to finish his race. Even in Hebrews, he said, for the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross, despising the shame. He endured the cross. That means that it was tedious, it was hard, it was painful. But he endured it and he despised the shame. That means when you come to the end of a period of time and you begin to go into transition into a new period, into a new time, you have to look at and you have to think about this is rough, but what is it for? What is the reason I've gone through this? What is the reason I've come this far? What is the reason that I've come to this point and I'm ready to give up? I'm ready to go back. Go back to what? Go back to what? Remember why you started this journey. Remember why you've made this commitment. Remember. You were striving for something. You were reaching for something. You wanted something different, something better. Well, it's within your grasp now. It is not time to fall out. It is not time to quit. It is time to press forward toward the mark for the prize of the high calling. Whatever the case may be, whether you're in a job and you're about to get a new one, whether you're in school and you're about to graduate, whether you're in a relationship and you're about to grow in your relationship, whatever the case may be, maybe it's just one of those storms of life tests that come and happens to everybody. And if it hasn't happened to you, just give yourself time because it's going to happen. Whatever the case may be, don't bend at the end. But you stand, having done all to stand, you stand therefore. You pull yourself together. You get your mind straight. And remember, God has not brought you this far to leave you so you can make this last leg of the journey. You're almost there. Don't sit and do a countdown of how many days you got left. No, you think about how many days God has brought you through. You think about all those years you've already come through something. You think about the things that you've already overcome. You think about those things and you have to realize I am an overcomer. God has caused me to triumph victoriously through Jesus Christ so I can do this. He has given me grace and grace is available for me to get it done. So I want to encourage you. Don't bend at the end. You draw nigh to God. He'll draw nigh to you. He will give you the strength you need. He will give you the encouragement you need. He will send people by to help you. When you feel like you can't do any more, cry your tears. Go ahead and cry them. But after you cry them, you dry them. Fall out. Okay. But after you fall out, you got to get up. Get angry. Go ahead, get angry. But after you get angry, you become determined. because you realize what you've already come through, what God has already brought you through, and you've already paid a price to be this far. And for Christians, and you've made a decision to follow God and you've given him your yes. Maybe he's called you into ministry. Maybe he's called you to do a project. Maybe he's called you to stand in a position, whatever the case may be. Don't you know that all of hell wants to stop you from achieving that which God has for you? Let's call it like they did in the Bible, your promised land. Something that he has promised to you. And if he's promised it to you, he's not a man that he should lie. That means it's waiting. See, God's not subject to time like we are. So it's waiting for you. And if it's waiting for you, all you have to do is you have to keep pressing and going along with his plan. And you have to believe his promise. I don't care what you see around you. In the past couple of months, I've seen everything that does not match his promise. But let me tell you, weeping endures for a night. But remember, morning's got to come. It's got to come. As long as the Bible has been in existence, and as long as we got Genesis to read, we can have faith that if there's a nighttime, there's a morning that's coming. All we have to do is hold on. All we have to do is stand. We're going to make it. So my brother and my sister, don't you get distracted. Don't you get discouraged. Don't get on a detour. Why? Because there's a promise that's waiting for you that's greater than anything you've experienced in life. So you keep pressing, you keep standing, you keep moving forward. And most of all, you keep believing. You're better than what you've been. You can do more than what you've done. Why? Because greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. So pull yourself together and realize that this is a battle, not against flesh and blood. People are not your enemies. Situations are not your enemies. We only have one enemy, and he has the same common goal for all of us, to kill, steal, and destroy us. So don't let him kill your dream. Don't let him kill your promise. Don't let him steal that which God has already promised to you. And don't let him destroy your vision. Because without a vision, what? People perish. Don't bend at the end.